aquí no puede ser, aquí maximizar.
Ya está presentado.
No, sí.
¿Aquí, así?
Ahí, dale. Lectura, pantalla completa.
Vale. Can you hear me? Yeah? Okay, good. Good morning. Bon dia a tots. I am going to present a work that we are been carrying out the last 9 months. Is indeed. Yeah. I prefer the microphone. The problem is I have an ankle lesion, so it's difficult for me to be there. Yeah. Now better? There's no battery.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah? Now? The battery is run out. I think. The battery is run out. Yeah? Now? Okay. Sorry for the delay. Okay. Now, I will start again. Okay, I am going to present an experience of about 9 months. We are working on 2 real scenarios about cybersecurity. I cannot give details about the companies that are behind these projects and some results because everything is subject to privacy issues and so on. When you are working in cybersecurity, you cannot reveal many things. So I will try to explain the techniques that we are using and also the first results. Okay, they are not spectacular, but I think we are in the right path. Okay, first of all, we present the context. This is the team of the Universitat Jaume I that is working on these 2 projects. I am here. Okay, there are senior researchers and also contacted people that are working on the project. First of all, I want to explain what a SOC is. Okay, SOC is a center where everything that is happening in our assets is being monitored. There are a lot of experts and people that is analyzing everything that is happening in our assets and trying to detect intrusions, malware detection, and so on. So the main aim of a SOC is to protect our assets. That can be software, can be people, can be anything that is subject to attacks in our company or organization. The main concept is that in the SOC you have a series of components. The first one is that is able to monitor every asset in our company. That is called the CM, where everything that is happening is monitored. These are called events. From these events, a series of events that can be considered suspicious are marked. Then there is another component where these suspicious activities are enriched with semantic information like MITRE techniques and all kind of knowledge that we can have about this kind of behaviors or of indicators of compromise. We call this part alarms, okay? Monitoring generate events, and these events can be converted to alarms, okay? In this process, there are also a fusion process where many events can be aggregated and fusion in order to generate an alarm. Then alarms, and here is the hardest step, must be analyzed by humans. And here you have a lot of alarms that need to be analyzed. First to be inspected, then to be analyzed, then to be documented, and so on. These are called incidents. The problem is that from the events, you have a large amount of events. From these events, you have a large amount of alarms, but only a few percentage of these alarms are true incidents, okay? So this is the reason that I put there a funnel where you get a lot of information from the monitoring step, and then you only have a small portion of this information to be analyzed by human, okay? Finally, when you report an incident, that is a long process, you need to look for the mitigation techniques and then to solve the problem, okay? So we have a funnel where we have a lot of information at the beginning, and then it's filtering until you get something that is worth to analyze and to solve. Here we have a big problem. This is called the alert fatigue. It's a problem that all the analysts have in a SOC. Why? Because we have a bottleneck problem. We have a phase that is completely automated, that is the CM and the SOAR. Everything is governed by rules and techniques that are very fast. But at the end, the analyst must face a lot of false alarms, okay? And only a small portion of them will lead to a true incident and need response from the analyst. Okay, so what artificial intelligence can do for us in this scenario? First of all, obviously, machine learning and deep learning are very good techniques for the earlier stages when you need scalability. Okay, so if you need scalable techniques, you need to use machine learning and deep learning. More deep learning than machine learning, because here the information is very complex and cannot be represented with tabular forms, and you need something more than tables and training samples as usual. Okay. Another problem we have is that in real world conditions, and this is the main aim of this project, you have a lot of noise and concentrated issues. What this means? Noise means that from all these alarms you have a lot of false alarms, and all these things are noise. Many events that are produced are not relevant and not are inoffensive indeed. And the concentrated is a worse problem, because even the analysts change their decisions a long time and can change their priorities and the impact of the rules they are applying and everything. So something that is good in some time maybe is not good at another time. So everything is changing, and it's a very dynamic scenario. Then we have a problem that is similar to the fraud detection, that is only a small data set of labels, data set of label data is available, okay? So they are the true incidents. So we have a very imbalanced data sets with a lot of inoffensive alarms and only a small set of true incidents. Then we have in another part of the workflow of the SOC, we have a problem of enriching the alarms with external knowledge. This external knowledge is provided by Center of Threat Intelligence, where they publish continuously security problems detected in other organizations. So they provide external knowledge like techniques, signatures, hashes, and so on. And you need to be aware of all this data when you are enriching the alerts with external knowledge, in order that the analysts have a big picture about what is happening behind these events they are analyzing. Okay? And these are more sophisticated techniques. There is a need to produce alerts that are really aimed at situational awareness. That means the alert must provide all the information needed for the analyst in order to give a big picture about what is happening in their organization. And then we have automatic generation of hypotheses. Here, LLMs and reasoning capabilities are being tested to produce these kind of agents that are able to generate hypotheses and try to guess the cause root of the alerts. Okay? And finally, this is the more difficult part, this is the active part, where we are trying to find automatic processes in order to give quick responses to some attacks. Okay? So this is the big picture about what is being researched in the area from artificial intelligence applied to security, to cybersecurity. Okay? Now, here I have depicted the different phases where, starting from all the events that are produced in the CM, and these events processed and aggregated and enriched with all kind of information we have at hand. And then we have two difficult phases. Here are human guided phases. One is the triage, where you have to measure the impact, the urgency, the criticality, and the category of each alarm. Okay, and here is where you have to reduce the number of alarms to just a few ones that are true incidents. Okay, then you have another phase that is dispatching, where you have to assign the alert to the corresponding expert that have the necessary skills to solve the incident. Okay, here you have a series of tiers, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Then all your experts are classified in these tiers, and each alarm must be dispatched to the expert that better manage the corresponding alarm. Okay, in this scenario, we have all these techniques from artificial intelligence, machine learning in these two phases, because we have to process many alerts at right time in order to reduce the number of alerts that are going to the triage. Then we have knowledge graphs about cybersecurity that are needed to align with all the information that is coming to the SOAR component. Knowledge graphs also are used in triage and dispatching, because expert needs to query constantly which kind of information and knowledge need to solve these two steps. Then we have large language models that are mainly used in the triage, and then AI agents that are mainly used in dispatching. Okay, and these associations that I have put in this slide means that there are some research and academic research performed in all these steps and trying to apply the different techniques to the different steps. Okay, but they are usually academic stuff that is evaluated over synthetic data or simulations. And when you try to apply all these techniques to the real world scenario, you find that you don't have enough accuracy and enough performance to be able to put in production all these techniques. And this is our main conclusion, unfortunately, that we are not ready to put in production all these tools that need to be improved a lot in order to get good results in this domain. Then we have two scenarios that indeed are two different projects. One project is with one company, a big company of software and cybersecurity, and the other project is with a small company of cybersecurity that is trying to give services to small, medium scale companies. So in the first scenario, we have these conditions. First of all, we are not aware of anything here, okay? We have no access to the CM, we have no access to the SOAR, we have no access to the decisions in the triage phase, we don't have access to the decisions in the dispatching phase. So what can we do here? And these are the conditions that the company imposes, okay? The company don't want to give us any information about anything of this because of privacy or whatever. So the only thing we can do is, okay, give me examples or samples of your alarms here with some label, maybe if it is an offensive or escalated, and that's all. So they give us the data, usually in JSON format with a very big complex structure where they put information about the client, they put information about the techniques that can be associated to the alarm, and whatever. And the only thing we can do is to store the information and do some historical database where put these samples, and then we have a machine learning, deep learning service where continuously is producing machine learning models or deep learning models, okay? And then the SOC uses these models in order to do inferences and reduce the number of alarms here and here, okay? So this machine learning, deep learning service need doping, okay? And the doping here is to put some language models and also knowledge graphs in order to understand the data that is coming in these JSON formats, okay? And to do something like auto-exploration data analysis with statistical information, and also asking to the LLMs which kind of information is there stored. For example, the port 25, for what purpose is? Okay, the port 25 is for email. So all this data is enriched with the LLM, and we introduce more information here before doing the machine learning or the deep learning part. Okay, we also use AutoML to select the best models, and then we apply deep learning. So our current approach is to use a deep learning architecture based on transformers, where we build alert sequences. This is the alert we want to predict, and these are alerts that we have stored that is related with this alert. Maybe because it's affecting the same asset, or maybe they are in the same client, or maybe they are near to this alert, or whatever. We have different strategies to build this alert sequence, and we realize that some strategies work better than another, depends on the client. So as we don't know the decisions that the client is doing for escalating an alarm, we have to guess it, and we rely on this architecture in order to find these patterns that each client is applying in the SOC. Okay, 5 minutes? Okay. Now, this is what embeddings are able to do. This is the clustering of all the embeddings of all the alarms we have stored in the historical database. You can see in a two-dimensional projection that effectively alarms with the same nature are grouped, and it's very efficient to detect the different patterns that are in the data. And here you have the density of escalated alerts, and you can see that many clusters only include escalated alerts. Okay, these are the dangerous ones. These are the alerts that will lead to incidents. Okay, and you can see that some of these clusters are pure escalated alerts, but there are other clusters that only a small portion is escalated and the rest of alerts are not escalated. And this is a problem because that means that there is not a pattern for this kind of alerts, and maybe this is some kind of rule that is applied during some time and then is deactivated and then activated again and so on. So there are patterns that we cannot extract from the nature of the alert because it depends on the decisions in the SOC about to escalating or not escalating an alert. So the second scenario is about having complete access to the SOC. So we have now access to this part and we know all about the incidents. We don't know anything about how these alarms have been generated by the CM and the SOAR, but we know which is the data here stored, we know the complete organization, we know everything. Okay. So in this case, we only use these three techniques, okay, knowledge graph to get all the information that is external to the SOC, large language models to understand and to build RAG tools for this scenario and AI agents. So in this case, this is a true graph of the knowledge base of the SOC, where we have, for example, the main entities here, ticket. This is an incident, and then, as you can see, everything is related to everything. The ticket is related to the client. Here we have all the computers, all the kind of computers, and we have a very big graph where all the information of the organization is available and has been well structured and can be easily queried. Okay, then when we have external knowledge like this ontology that is very big, we can align everything and we have all the information that is needed from the external sources. Then, what to do? Our best approach is to build an AI agent, and the main problem is which tools we have to add to AI agent in order to deal with this scenario. Okay, so in the first step we use APIs that provided the SOC. Okay, but this is problematic because we only have a partial view of the SOC, and they are designed for. Okay, I will finish now. Right. Okay, now I finish here. Sorry.
Any question? Any question?
Hola, hola. No importa que te haga en español, ¿no?
Sí, correcto. I understand Spanish, ¿no?
Venga. En la parte, sobre todo en la parte del segundo, en el que tienes acceso total al SOC, ¿vale? ¿Habéis hecho pruebas sobre un sistema vacío, empezando con un sistema vacío, cómo se genera, o luego ya con un sistema ya que tiene muchísima información previa en el SOC? ¿Habéis hecho algún tipo de diferenciación?
No. Indeed, we started with an empty SOC, and until they don't populate the SOC, the agent is not able to do anything. You need all the data from the SOC, all the network of computers, all the alarms that are being produced, because at the end what they want is to find similar cases to solve the current cases. So it's something similar to a case-based reasoning system where you need to store enough information in order to start to solve the new alarms.
¿Quién?
In other areas, simulators or digital twins are used to test the system and see whether it has vulnerabilities and so on. Is it used in this context?
Yeah, indeed. I think in the academic research is the only thing that is being used. I mean, every paper that is published work on a simulated scenario, a real one, not with a digital one.
Yeah.
It's a real one where they make the configuration of the computers and try to attack the system. And they gather all the logs during the attack, and with this data they try to find patterns and so on. The problem is that reality is not that, because you are not taking into account the behavior of the adversary. So here is like a game.
Yeah.
You know, it's a game, a scenario where you don't know the adversary how is behaving now, because probably they know how to attack in a different way, so that they can skip all the defenses that you have already established in your SOC.
But this could be simulated as well, right?
Yes, but it's much more complex to simulate the bad people.
Well,
it can be simulated, but for example, you cannot use LLMs in this case. Maybe some LLM that is wild, you can use it, but commercial LLMs are trained to do not harm, so it's difficult to simulate this behavior with current commercial LLMs. You need something like Grok LLM, something that has not limits and but it's very dangerous, that thing, because you can use it to do bad things, not to do good things.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but you said that academic research goes in this direction, so
But
hopefully, or what?
Now they are only simulating under known attacks. The problem is that they are not simulating true adversaries that are innovating in the way they can be attacked. The problem is that you research in this kind of agents that are able to find new ways to attack, you are creating an attacker. So.
Yeah. I understand that it's very sensitive information.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Rafa. Wait a minute.
We also have clients that already use smart contracts, etc., because I recently learned that there are a lot of new possibilities of attack of smart contracts. So if you think, for instance, at Bybit or other companies that were attacked, and so they're...
Okay, I think smart contracts are used to protect, but...
They offer new also possibilities, new Achilles heels for being attacked also. Yeah?
I don't know.
If you look at do you know Bybit, the exchange called Bybit?
Yeah.
I mean, they lost billions of dollars due to wrong, giving a wrong title to a smart contract, etc.
Yeah. The problem is that once you put an artificial intelligence in these systems, they are also subject to attack. And this is very dangerous. I don't know if it's related to your question, but I want to put this issue. When you put an artificial intelligence tool within these tools, it's subject also to attack.
Yeah.
And if you attack the agent that is being in charge of detecting alarms, you have a big Trojan there that is able to destroy everything. So it's problematic. This is why the companies are very cautious to introduce these new technologies, and they are just testing them in order to...
There's not so much knowledge yet, no?
No.
But on other attacks, on normal attacks, is there one big knowledge base where all known types of attacks are already described in some way?
Repeat it, please. Repeat.
No. Is there one knowledge base where all possible attacks that have been known?
Yes. Indeed, it's a distributed database.
All types of attacks?
Yeah. Indeed, there are foundations like MITRE that they gather all this. Indeed, it's a part of the SOC to be able to query this database, but also to report any incident. And there is a big knowledge base about that.
And how is this encoded in this database? I mean, is it in rule form, or formally, or verbally?
There are approaches that try to represent this in a knowledge graph, an integrated knowledge graph, and they are available. But usually, as they need to to generate this information very quickly and to publish it very quickly, they use, for example, JSON formats with a number of attributes that are already defined in schemas, and they publish everything in that way. They are reports. Indeed, they are documents with a few sections, and they are all described in natural language.
Natural language. Okay, thank you very much. Very nice talk.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And now the next talk will be given by Joaquín Torres from the Universitat de Valencia. And the name of the talk is Applied Machine Learning to Indoor and Seamless Positioning.